Sister, have some tea. Sister, I didn't mean to do that. You know perfectly well whether you meant to or not. Why must you make things difficult for Yi? Today is a joyous occasion. Can you not prioritize the bigger picture? I, the legitimate daughter of the Shen family, did not come here to facilitate their affection. How deep and profound. Is the Marquis of the North. Sir, if you are willing to marry me today, all these miles of red wedding finery shall be yours. Shen Yuehua, have you lost your mind? Do you even know what you're doing? Of course I know. I am choosing a husband. Shen Yuehua, have you no sense of shame? You dare tease another man on your wedding day? Our Lu family will absolutely not allow a woman as fickle as you to enter our doors. The matriarch is right. The Lu family is not worthy of me, Shen Yuehua. You vicious woman. Matriarch Lu, watch your tongue. Marquis, this is my family's private matter. Why must you interfere? Lu Wenxuan, my husband can be poor, and he can be weak, but he must never be a blind, spineless coward. There is no longer any possibility between us. Do not hold on to any delusional hopes. How dare you humiliate me like this? You are the one who humiliated me first. You all think I am making a fuss over nothing, that I am being unreasonable. Since that is the case, I might as well make this spectacle even bigger. Marquis, are you willing to marry me? Marquis, are you willing to marry me? Your wedding robe is wet. It doesn't matter. As long as my heart is clean, it is fine. Continue. Marquis, this is highly irregular. After all, Yuehua is betrothed to my son. How can you just change things like this? The marriage contract has been destroyed. Bow to heaven and earth. Bow to the parents. Bow to each other. How could it come to this? How could it come to this? Marquis, please send someone to collect my dowry. We must not let those wicked people keep it. Respectful greetings to the Marquis. Respectful greetings to the Marchioness. Marquis, the Lu family seems to be trying to hold back my dowry. Let them try. No one dares to withhold what is mine. Marchioness, you should go freshen up first. Later today, I will have your dowry inventory sent over. My lady, are you all right? I'm fine. You were frightened earlier, weren't you? Yes. I was terrified, my lady. But young Master Lu and Liu Yi went too far. You did the right thing, my lady. They deserve to be humiliated. Only you truly side with me. If I don't side with you, my lady, who would I side with? Marchioness, here is your dowry inventory. Please take a look. Also, the Marquis has instructed that every affair in the household shall be under your management starting today. Did the Marquis have any other instructions? The Marquis said you are the mistress of the Marquisate. So these are your inherent duties. You, go to the Lu residence yourself. Give this list to Minister Lu. Tell him, not a single thread or needle from this list can be missing. If even one item is missing, I, Shen Yuehua, will personally come to collect it. Yes, my lady. I will make sure to deliver the message. Our household does not welcome anyone from the Shen family. I am here under the orders of the Marchioness to handle the transfer of the dowry with Minister Lu. You dare to stand in my way? You lowly wench, how dare you show your face at the Lu residence? Throw her out. Minister Lu, this is the dowry list of Shen Yuehua, the Marchioness of Zhenbei. Her ladyship has requested that you account for every single item on this list, and return everything in full by tomorrow morning. If even a single piece is missing, her ladyship will come to your door personally to collect it. Xiao Yunche, is he really being this heartless? Can he not forgive me just this once? Young Master Lu, when you told him to prioritize the bigger picture, did you ever stop to think if he would ever forgive you? From the very moment you let him be humiliated, there has been no affection left between you. That is right. It was my own hand that pushed him away. Brother Wenxuan, it is all my fault. I am to blame. Shut your mouth. That is the Marquis of Zhenbei we are talking about, a man even the emperor fears. Do you want our entire family to be executed just to satisfy yourself? Go back and tell her ladyship the dowry will be returned in its entirety first thing tomorrow morning. Very well. I shall take my leave. Sai. Samani. Inventory every item from the Shen family in our storeroom. Do not leave a single thing behind. My lord. No need for formalities. Is everything at the Lu residence taken care of? Yes, all taken care of. By tomorrow morning, the dowry will be returned. Regarding what happened today, thank you, my lord, for your intervention. From now on, I will do my utmost to serve you. Aren't you curious why I agreed to help you? Perhaps it is for the lavish dowry. Perhaps it is to suppress my father. Or perhaps it was just a passing whim. I dare not speculate on your lordship's intentions. You are smarter than I imagined. Shen Yuehua. Do you know what price you must pay? Since I have married into the Marquis's estate, I am yours. Whatever you wish, my lord, I have no power to resist. I shall sleep on the daybed in the outer room. What does this mean? This marriage was a choice made when you were at an impasse, and a decision I made after weighing the pros and cons. Until this arrangement finds its true purpose, I will not touch you. You need only fulfill your role as the Marchioness and preserve my reputation. Do not trouble yourself with anything else. Heavens, is this the Shen family's dowry? It is incredibly generous, isn't it? How many trunks could there be? The Lu family is truly blind to let go of a wife who is like a mountain of gold and silver just to favor a penniless cousin. Greetings to the Marchioness. On behalf of the minister, I have returned your dowry in its entirety. Please check it, my lady. Xiao, take the inventory and lead the others to count it. Not a single item may be missing. Yes, my lady. A pair of high-quality Hetian jade ruyi is here. A box of pristine East Sea pearls. 108 in total, correct. A piece of calligraphy by Wang Shiji from the previous dynasty. Here it is. My lady, everything is accounted for, except for one thing. The pair of blood jade phoenix hairpins the old mistress left you. Where are they? That is impossible. We emptied the entire storeroom. We definitely didn't hide anything. Is that so? Lu Wenxuan. Is the pair of phoenix hairpins my mother left me in your possession? I don't know. You don't know? Or are you saying you gave them to your precious cousin? Yuehua. They are just a pair of hairpins. I will buy you a better pair later. Better? Those were the only memento my mother left behind. In your eyes, they are just a pair of hairpins. In your heart, is it true that aside from your Lu Yie, nothing else matters? Very well, since the Lu family has such a poor memory, I shall go and retrieve them myself. My lady, someone from the palace has arrived. The palace? Eunuch Li, who serves the Empress, says, the Empress commands you to enter the palace immediately. Ask Eunuch Li to wait a moment. I greet the Marchioness. Sorry to have kept you waiting, Eunuch. May I ask what the Empress requires of me? You will find out once you enter the palace, my lady. Please, my lady. Your subject, Shen Yuehua, pays her respects to Her Majesty the Empress. I have heard that you annulled your engagement at the court yesterday and married the Marquis of Zhenbei instead. Is this true? Reporting to Your Majesty, it is indeed true. You have some nerve. The decree of parents, the words of the matchmaker. How can you treat them so frivolously? Where does this leave the reputations of the Shen and Lu families? Reporting to Your Majesty, I would never treat marriage as a trivial matter. It is just that the Lu family was utterly deceitful. I could not, for the sake of the Lu family's reputation, cast aside the integrity of my family, which has been loyal for generations. So you turn to the Marquis of Zhenbei? Do you realize that your actions will push both families to the center of a storm? I do, Your Majesty, but I had no other choice. A fearless one indeed. Minister Shen has certainly raised a fine daughter. Rise, I did not summon you here to hold you accountable. I simply wanted to see what kind of woman could convince that I see Xiao Yunche seeing you today. You are indeed remarkable. Now that you have married into the Marquis's estate, you must shoulder the responsibilities of a Marchioness. Xiao Yunche is cold by nature, so you must be patient with him. Take good care of him for my sake and for his majesty's. The Marquis of Zhenbei's estate must not fall into chaos, and Xiao Yunche must remain unharmed. As long as you fulfill your role as Marchioness, no one in this capital will dare to trouble you. Xiao Yunche. To the imperial house. What kind of presence is he exactly? My lord. You went to the palace today. It was a summons from the Empress. Did she give you any trouble? No, the Empress even bestowed many gifts upon me. I see. The Lu family returned the dowry today, but a pair of my mother's heirlooms was missing. Tomorrow at noon, I will personally visit the Lu residence to demand them back. My things. No one dares to keep, and no one shall bully you either. Do whatever you wish to do. If the sky falls, I will hold it up for you. I understand, my lord. Can you understand these documents? I learned a little from my father since I was a child. You cannot touch this person. Why? He was a former subordinate of my mother. He may be a bit greedy, but he remains loyal. A minor punishment will suffice. There is no need to investigate further. I will keep that in mind. When you go to the Lu residence tomorrow, take plenty of guards with you. This man is actually quite adorable. Move out. The Marchioness has arrived. Where is Minister Lu? Your ladyship, what an honor to have you here. Please forgive my lack of a proper welcome. I beg your pardon, I truly do. Minister Lu, where is my property? Lady Hao, about that phoenix hairpin, I have already ordered my people to search all night. The entire estate has been turned upside down. It is simply nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Are you unable to find it, or do you simply not want to return it? Shen Yuehua, do not make baseless accusations. Yi would never take what belongs to you. Is that so? Ah. I didn't come here to reason with you. What are you doing? Stop. Brother Wenxuan, save me. No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Minister Lu, the Lu family has long been a house of scholars. To think that someone here would steal another's property, according to the laws of our great Zhou, how should this be punished? This whip is to teach you how to distinguish right from wrong. If something is not yours, never reach out to take it. Lu Wenxuan, is this the person you were so desperate to protect? Do you think it was worth it? Let's go. Father, your daughter has been unfilial. I failed to protect what you left behind and even let it be tarnished. But fortunately, I have retrieved it with my own hands. If your spirit is watching, you may finally rest in peace. My lady, have some tea. You've been under so much tension since this morning. I'm fine. My lady, the Marquis has returned. He is waiting for you in the study. About the incident at the Lu estate, does the Marquis know everything? I just didn't want to endure it anymore. Endure it? Whenever anyone causes you grievance, you should make them pay back tenfold, 100-fold. I will take responsibility for whatever happens. Marquis, what is your connection to the imperial family? Why would the Empress show me such favor? The Emperor was my uncle by marriage, and the Empress is my aunt by blood. My father was a founding hero of this nation, and he shared a bond of brotherhood with the late emperor. Later, when my entire family died on the battlefield, the late emperor took pity on me in my solitude and brought me into the palace. Very few people know these things. I am telling you, because I trust you. You are my wife. So you have a right to know. You don't need to feel any pressure. You are still you. Whatever you want to do, be brave and do it. The Marquis's estate will always be your backup. I understand, my lord. My farmlands and shops are just sitting there dormant. I want to manage them. and make them profitable. Perhaps they can become a great help to the estate in the future. Very well, the estate managers and servants are all yours to command. If you need more help or encounter any trouble that needs solving, come to me at any time. My lady, the Marquis does not eat these tea snacks. The late madam said the Marquis's diet strictly avoids anything rich or greasy. My lady, that nanny is going too far with her bullying. She is just a servant after all. By what right does she order you around? She is the Marquis's wet nurse. She is an elder with a family-like connection to him. To make a move against her would be showing disrespect to an elder. That would chill the Marquis's heart. Then are we just going to let her run wild? Of course not. Madam, the Marquis does not like gaudy things. Aren't these decorations a bit too flashy? Nanny, this is a birthday banquet. There ought to be some festive colors. If the Marquis sees them, I trust he will understand my intentions. Madam, this is the menu you decided on. Dragon and Phoenix Prosperity. The name is nice, but it is far too greasy. In the past, the meals the late madam prepared for the Marquis were always the lightest and most nourishing. Nanny, you are very kind. However, this time I must consider everyone's dietary needs. Besides, I have already instructed the kitchen to prepare a few light favorite dishes for the Marquis. Ah, madam, how could this be? Madam, spare me. This servant really didn't do it on purpose. Nanny, are you so certain that the Marquis won't have his longevity noodles today? Madam, what do you mean by this? Xiao Kui. How can there be a second bowl? Nanny Zhao. Did you think I would place all my hope on one little maidservant? Did you really think your underhanded tricks would go unnoticed by me? I expected you to cause trouble all along, so I specially had the kitchen prepare 2 portions of longevity noodles. Nanny Zhao, what do you have to say for yourself now? No, it wasn't me. Madam, you mustn't wrongly accuse this old servant. I'm wrongly accusing you? Then let's have a proper discussion. Just tell the truth. What exactly happened that day? As long as you speak the truth, I guarantee you will be safe. The Marquis is here. If you tell the truth, this matter will have nothing to do with you. Consider the consequences and decide for yourself. It was Nanny Zhao. It was Nanny Zhao who ordered this servant to do it. She told me to knock over the longevity noodles to make Madame lose face in front of the guests. If I succeeded, she promised to promote me to a second-class maid and give me 10 taels of silver. Madam, spare me. Marquis, spare me. You treacherous wretch, you are spouting nonsense, slandering me. It seems you refuse to give up until you hit a dead end. Let me show you one more thing. What is this? These are all the financial accounts from your 3 years managing the Marquis's estate. You embezzled a total of 327 taels from the servants' monthly wages. You falsified procurement expenses and lined your own pockets, amounting to 1,580 taels. I have kept a clear record of every single transaction. How do you explain all of this? My lord, I am being framed. I watched you grow up. My lord, before the late lady passed, she entrusted me to look after you well. For these past decades, I haven't dared to be even the slightest bit negligent. I have treated you as if you were my own son. It is this woman, it is she. She cannot tolerate us old servants. She wants to turn the entire Marquis's estate into her own Shen family empire. My lord, you must not be deceived by this vixen. Nanny Zhao, you served my mother for many years, and your contributions have been great. All these years you have looked after me and have been quite diligent. I remember that debt of gratitude. However, the mistress of the Northern Marquis's estate is Shen Yuehua. She is my wife. Her dignity, her rules, are the rules of this estate. Anyone who dares to disrespect her disrespects me. The penalty for such an offense is death. As for domestic affairs, you have full authority. Deal with it however you see fit. You need not worry about anyone else. Nanny Zhao, in consideration of your past service to me, I will spare your life. You are to return all the embezzled funds within 3 days. You are never to set foot in this estate again. I apologize for the embarrassment today, everyone. My domestic affairs have been an eyesore to you all. I shall drink a cup in self-punishment. My lord, you are too modest to have such a virtuous wife, managing the household so perfectly. We are nothing but envious. In the days that followed, the stewards treated me with the utmost respect. Xiao Yunche gave me his complete trust and freedom. He continued to attend court every day, and no matter how late he returned, a lamp was always left burning for me in the study. He would read his military manuals, and I would go over my account books, occasionally looking up to share a smile. I thought such days would last for a long time, until that night, when Xiao Yunche returned very late. Things at court had not gone smoothly. Someone had proposed that Princess Anning be married to the Khan of the Northern Barbarians to trade for 5 years of peace along the border. Absurd. This will only fuel their arrogance. From now on, they will only demand more. You see it very clearly. But there are too many spineless cowards in court. They only see the comfort of the moment, and fail to see the long-term disaster. I appoint you as the Grand Marshal of all armies, in command of all troops across the land. March north immediately to reclaim lost territories and drive out the invaders. I humbly accept the order. The military expenses are vast, and there will always be urgent needs. On the battlefield, blades have no eyes. So supplies to sustain strength and life must not run short. I leave the household in your care. Be careful in everything from now on. If you encounter anything you cannot resolve, take this golden token directly into the palace and seek help from my aunt and uncle. Seeing this token is the same as seeing me in person. With it, all in the household, as well as the 3 armies, can be mobilized. Wait for my return. I will wait for you. My husband was going to defend the common people of this world, protecting a crumbling empire. And I would hold down the fort for him. Report Daizhou has fallen. Report Xinzhou is in emergency. Report Shuozhou is under siege. The armies of the Great Zhou are suffering defeat after defeat. The Marquis of Zhenbei is old. He no longer possesses the courage of his youth. The fate of the Great Zhou is sealed. It would be better to retreat south sooner rather than later. Delay the food and supplies. Spread rumors. Shake the morale of the troops. I did not panic. Taking the commander's seal, I issued the first order: anyone who embezzles military pay or delays the delivery of grain shall be executed for treason. I dispatched the Marquis's personal guards to personally escort the supplies. I purchased grain, medicinal herbs, winter clothing, and weaponry. On a cold, crisp morning, an urgent military dispatch delivered by horse over 800 miles pierced through the tranquility. Report: the Marquis of Zhenbei led 3,000 cavalry in a raid on the Northern Barbarian royal court. In the heart of their army, he slew the Northern Barbarians' eldest prince. Report: the Marquis of Zhenbei, Xiao Yunche, has crushed the main Northern Barbarian force. He has captured the Northern Barbarian Khan. A total victory. I'm back. Welcome home.